this is Christine with Coco Daisy, and today I'm going to share with you my October setup. And I'm thrilled to say that I am getting this up early enough that you are hopefully you've received your kits, or you're going to be getting your kits in the next couple days, and you can use some of these ideas as you set up your planner. I want to make a little personal note. I've got some allergies or something going on here. I apologize if I sound a little scratchy or if my voice is a little hard to hear. I'll try and perk it up and push it out so that you can hear me a little better. But if you hear a few sniffles and that, I apologize ahead of time for that. But I wanted to, rather than wait till I was over that, I wanted to get this video up for you also. Like I said, you have it a little earlier this month. I love fall. I love the fall colors. Even though I'm a summer person and I hate to see the end of summer, having this to look forward to in my planner makes it a little less painful to say goodbye to summer. So I'm gonna kind of go through. This is gonna be a little bit of a longer video because I wanted to take a little bit of time to show a couple things, kind of go a little more in depth about the daily pages. We've had a number of customers because of COVID, working more from home, having to do a lot with homeschooling. We've had a number of customers switch from a smaller portable notebook type planner back to an A5 rings because there is so much more room. So I thought it was a good opportunity for me to maybe delve into those daily pages a little deeper. So I'm going to do that as well. If that's not your thing, you can always just fast forward right through that part. There's a little bit of stamping that I wanted to show you because we have some fun stamps this month. And so yeah, and I did a number of, I skipped my September setup specifically so that I could get ahead on some of my creative assignments, spend a little bit more time on my October setup. There was a bunch of ideas I wanted to show you. So I apologize there's no September setup, but hopefully the fact that you have October early will kind of make up for that. So this month I am using this beautiful ostrich print. It's kind of a warm orangey brown. It's from Vanderspec. As most of you know, that's one of my favorite planner companies. They are all custom, so when you order them, you can order the exterior leather, the interior leather, as well as the stitching color. And this is one I've had for a couple years, and it always is so beautiful for fall. So that is my Vanderspec planner. Excuse me, we're gonna go into the pages here. And before I dig into kind of the little bits in here, I wanted to mention a couple of the things. We traditionally do a fall theme every year, whether it be October and November or October or November. There's always some of our past kits. There's items from our past kits in the fall that you can always dig out and use again. That was one of the reasons I did not do a pouch this October, because I knew we had options, if you've been a customer with us previously, that you could pull out from your stash and use again. And I love offering that option because I think it's a way for us to not feel overwhelmed with everything we have if we can pull out things and use them again. So there's a couple things I wanted to point out that I pulled out that you could mix in with your October collection here that we have. So I pulled out my mechanical pencil. This was from last year's September, I believe. And the orange leaves on the cream background go perfect. I also pulled out this notepad. This was from, I can't remember if it was October or November of last year. But I thought that it has a similar artwork, very similar colors. So I put that in here. This is the notepad that came with the kit this month. And this one I'm gonna tuck in. I pulled out this notepad holder, which I think goes really well, and this is from September of last year. So I'm going to pair this with this and use that in my tote bag or in my handbag, because I think that goes really well for the whole fall season. So that's what I'm going to use that with. So that way I was able to pull out another one and have it in my planner. As far as charms, this little owl charm, I made this a couple of years ago, and I tend to use him almost every fall. I don't know if you can see it's got the little owl on it. These were a couple of new charms that I purchased. One has this pretty sunflower on it, and then this one has the cute pumpkins. These are both from Fur and You, Y-E-W, Fur and You. She does a beautiful job on those. Let's see. Some of the other, the pouches. Let me show you the pouches that we have had in past kits that work really pretty with this month's kit. So this was actually one of my favorite ones. This one was a couple of years ago, and it has this beautiful plaid bow on the front, and I think that goes really well. And then our signature Cocoa Daisy polka dot actually goes really cute with that. And then there is this gold foiled honeycomb, and that, look at how pretty that is with it, as well as the gold foiled houndstooth. So there's a lot of options from our past pouches that you could pull out that work beautiful with this kit. And again, I like that idea of being able to use stuff from your stash so you don't feel overwhelmed, that you can mix some things in. I really, really like that idea. Okay, so now I'm going to dig into my pocket. And I used the little button, the magnetic button from the Classified Planner add-on. This is an older Simon clip with him with his little scarf. That was from, I don't know if that was last year or the year before. And then just a few other clips from my stash. This one came in this month's kit, this beautiful felt with embroidery leaf. And then I tucked in a few die cuts. I layered a few here, and then I added a couple tags. And I make the tags. I love using the cards from the Pocket Memory Keeping Kit. And I'll take these and just kind of cut them into a tag shape, punch a hole, and add a ring reinforcer from the stickers that come from the main planner kit, and just kind of turn those into tags. This one I actually believe is from the planner add-on though. There's a couple of 3x4 cards and a 4x6 card that come in the planner add-on as well. So we're gonna start, I'm just gonna start paging through and kind of talk about a few things. So this is the, I'm using the A5 size rings. And that's what I always use. That's what I've actually never tried or worked with anything else, because the A5 rings seem to always just be perfect for my use. I work from home, so I don't really have to cart my planner around. It works really well to have all of that space. I need all of that space for my to-do list. And so the A5 rings have always worked really well for me. So the front cover, all I did was add a little bit of a leaf that I cut out, fussy cut out of the free printables. And I really don't have much left from the free printables. I cut out most everything. And these, as I mentioned, they're free. So if you go onto our website under digital downloads, you'll find them. We have them every single month. And there's so much stuff in here. There's a bunch of, there's cards, there's a bookmark, excuse me, there's a bunch of the pages, and then around the pages there's always a ton of images for you to fussy cut around. So make sure you utilize those. There's so much that you can do with them. And you'll see that I used a lot of it as we go through here. But I used one simple leaf on here, and then just a couple of the of our glitter enamel dots. So you can see those. I have those on a lot of the pages throughout. And I went a little overboard. It's like really, really chunky this month, but I kept having so many fun ideas. So, but that's okay, because like I said, I don't have to carry it around a whole lot. The little note card, the packing card that we throw in every month when you subscribe and you order, or if you order something from the October collection, we throw in a little packing card that has the artwork, the name of the collection, as well as a little note from me on there. And I always like to keep that with my planner. This beautiful kind of copper foiled sunflower vellum. Isn't that pretty? That was in the Classified Planner Edition kit. So is that. And then this was, as I mentioned, there was a bookmark as part of the free printables. And so what I did is I cut that out, and I used an edger punch and gave it the scalloped edge. And then I took the stickers. So these are the index tab stickers. And the way that they're meant to be used is they're mirrored images so that you can fold them and you can use them as tabs along your pages. So they would just stick in between. Well, I wanted to kind of use them. Now you could just completely cut them apart and just use them as more stickers. That totally works as well. What I did with mine is I wanted them to stick out across the edge of my bookmark here in a decorative way. So what I did is I stuck them on, and then sometimes you end up with, let's see if I can find an example, like this one. So if you do that, you'll end up with a little bit of an area here, if I can show that, where it's not cut around the leaf. So all I did is I just fussy cut a little bit tighter in on that. You don't have to do that. It was just something I wanted to do to make it a little tighter around the image. But that's what I did on those. And so I'm going to show you. So that's my little bookmark. So as a lot of you know, if you've watched my other videos, these stripe pages, the way that I use these is as like a brain dump. So Sunday night, I try and figure out my week. I plan my week, and I'll go through and I'll just kind of write out, excuse me, the big things that I have to do for that week. So it's kind of a brain dump for me. And then I can kind of fill in as the week goes. On my daily pages, I can reference back to these pages and go, okay, that was the day I needed to get that done, or I have that appointment or that meeting, and then I can fill in around with my other to-dos. So that works really well for a time management for me to use. And then on the back, I always have my menu plan. So I'll write out my menu for the week, and then I have my grocery list. Well, as we're heading into fall, and I was starting to kind of think about, actually, we were heading into fall, and I was thinking about soups and stews and all of those lovely things that you like to make in the crock pot. And my eldest son mentioned, Nate said, you know, I want you to make this, this, and this, and this, because evidently I haven't had them in the rotation for a while, and he was missing them. And it made me think it would be fun to actually make a little menu card, those foods that you make all of the time, that are family favorites, that the kids love, that are kind of like your go-tos. If you don't know what else to make, you can pull out those recipes and you can make them, and you know everybody's going to like them. The type of things you always have that stuff on hand, that kind of a thing. So what I did is I printed on both sides, and I laminated it. It's a list of the foods that are just kind of my go-to recipes. And I thought, you know, every month, if I just kind of tuck this in, then when I'm doing my menu planning, it's handy, and I could pull this out if I'm stumped for what to make, and I have it right on hand, and I can use that. So that's what I'm going to do with that, and I thought it was just kind of fun. So this bookmark I can put in for each week and have it handy. So that's what I did with that, and I'm excited about that. I think it's going to be very, very useful. So these are my weekly stripe pages, and as I mentioned, they're kind of my brain dump. But the stamps on here, excuse me, are something I'm going to show you at the end of the video. I want to show you a couple of neat ways on how to use our stamp sets, because the stamp sets that were in the Pocket Memory Keeping Kit and the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit, as well as the stamp sub, they're the same ones. There's some two-step stamps in there. I love being able to layer stamps. I think it stretches your stamps and makes them much more useful. And so I'm going to just kind of demonstrate a couple of ways of using that. But you can see here what I did. I just did some of the leaves going down. I fussy cut a few things, added a die cut, and just a little bit of stamping. Let's see where I did that. Each one I kind of did a different leaf. And oh, the other thing I did, as I was trying to decide, and some of you may have seen this on my Instagram stories, I posted this. I was trying to decide what colors I wanted to do, so I made a quick little cheat sheet with those stamps. I went through and I stamped a bunch of the colors that I thought would go, and now I have this handy, so if I want to do any stamping for my memory keeping or in my planner, I have this handy and I know what colors I want to pull out. Makes it a lot faster. So you can see a few more stamps. How fun are those? I love those layered stamps. And then we get to the Halloween part. I added just a few little Halloween die cuts, a few of the bat stamps from the Halloween stamp kit, and I'll show you that as well in a minute. In the planner add-on, we had these fun brown glitter swirls. Added just a little bit of those. And then the little Simon card, which I thought was so cute with all the leaves. That it was from the Classified Planner Edition, and then this card was from the Pocket Memory Keeping Kit. And I just added, we had these beautiful puffy leaf stickers in the collection this month. Let me show you. And I used those on there. I used these throughout. You'll see that where I use those. I wanted to mention, this is the only one I have here with me, the packaging had this beautiful kind of wood grain pattern on the back of the packaging, which would be beautiful to use just as pattern paper. So make sure you don't throw away your packaging. Excuse me. So, and then this pretty vellum was in the Classified Memory Keeping. It's a little bit shorter than our vellum. It's not meant to match the planner. It goes with the collection, obviously, so I just kind of tucked it in. It doesn't bother me that it's a little shorter. I thought that was really pretty. And then the week on 2 pages. Now again, I did more of the stamping with our leaf stamps. I added some stickers from the sticker kits, some die cuts, a little bit of fussy cutting. So it's kind of a bunch of different things that I added in on these pages, but I did keep them relatively bare because I'll add stuff as I go through and use the pages. This is where I will write out things that happen each day. This is where I document for my memory keeping. So when I do my memory keeping in my Simple Dory or my Happy Planner, or I've started doing a couple of other memory keeping, I've started exploring a couple other memory keeping avenues, let me put it that way, and I'm going to do a couple videos on those this next week and share them with you. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm having a lot of fun with those. And so, but I don't always do my journaling right away, and this helps me keep track of some things that happened that day, reminds me, so it's a good way to go back to that. I'm just going to page through these a minute. So you can see where I use some stickers, a little more stamping, some more of those brown glittery swirls. And these pages are great pages for just jotting down notes, for doing sketches of layouts that you want to do, if you do memory keeping, if you want to do a gratitude for the week, or anything like that, that you just need a little extra space. That's what those pages are a good use for. Some more stamping, some more stickers. And then we get to some more of the Halloween. Where I added just a bit of that. And then you can see what I did here. So for the first time ever, we did a pre-order Halloween kit, and it matches the collection, so it has similar colors and tones, but it is Halloween based. Because our kits are never heavily holiday themed, we wouldn't have Halloween in the main planner kit or in the collection. We had a lot of requests from our customers that we make a special add-on that is just all Halloween, and that's what we did here, and it's a lot of fun. We've got some, there's some spider web, washi tape, we have this beautiful foiled spider web vellum, and then some fun note cards, some puffy stickers, these really fun bat glitter edgers, which I had to use in here. There's some more glitter dots. There's a fun stamp set in here. And it has our little Simon dressed up as a daisy for Halloween and as Franken Simon, which you'll see him later on, and then some other fun kind of Halloween stamps. I think we might have a few of these left in the store. There's not many. We had a few left over after we shipped out all of the pre-orders, and we listed those in the store. There's some puffy stickers. There's some chipboard in here. There's some patterned papers. There's some fun. I might not have them in this one. This was kind of an extra piecemeal one. No, I don't have them. There was some fun black glitter edgers that had Halloween words in them as well. So the nice thing about that Halloween add-on is it's not meant just for your planner. You can use some of it in your planner, and then you can also use some of it in your memory keeping. So it'll be a lot of fun. My kids don't dress up anymore, but it'll be fun to have pictures when we dress up the two dogs this year for in our memory keeping. I'm going to page through that, so that was a lot of fun. I made this cute little honey-do list for Mr. Daisy, so I'll fill that in with some things that we've got to do this fall. We've got some projects we're working on. So again, this is a printable. These are from the printable. There's a few little other little glitter dots on there. And with a printable, you get a lot of different page sizes. So I want to show you that. So this is supposed to be for in the mini Dory. This is a personal size page. I use all of the different page sizes regardless. I like the way that they layer in my A5. It doesn't bother me that they all match. I actually like the fact that some are smaller and some are bigger. I think it adds a lot more interest. And then on the back of this, I added some patterned paper, and these leaves were so pretty. This is the sticky note pad. They were so pretty that I thought they would just be fun in a decorative way. So I layered them going down the page, and I just added a little bit of chipboard on top. And then my daily schedule page. So again, that's the printable. I added some more of the printable leaves that I fussy cut out. There's a sticker there. I raised those on a little bit of foam adhesive just to kind of bring them up a little bit. But I wanted to have some fun on this page. This beautiful wood grain, again, this was actually one of the patterned papers. And a note card from the Pocket memory keeping kit. So what I did is I layered those, and then I drew some swirls, and then I went in and I pierced the holes ahead of time, and then I did some embroidery stitching on there. I love the texture. I love the subtle colors and the way those layers came out. They turned out really, really pretty. And then just another little note card, added a little bit of chipboard there. I have not decided what I want to do on this notes page yet. And then the calendar page, just a little bit of stamping, some more of those little fussy cuts, some more of the little glitter swirls. And then I added a little bit more fussy cut and some die cuts and a few things from that Halloween kit again. And then our dashboards. Our dashboard kits come in, you get 2 sets, and you get 6 each of both sizes. They're the same thing, but you get them in the 2 size, the A5 and the personal. And I use both in mine. But what I like to do for the beginning of my daily pages, because when you get them, find a good spot. This would be like your first page, which you can't use because it's meant to be used as a spread. So I cover up that first page, and I usually cover it up with patterned paper or one of the dashboards, which I did here. I loved this dashboard as it was. And so I didn't want to add a whole lot more to it. I just added a few little glitter dots, and I think that's really all it needed. And I love how it has the Cocoa Daisy Farms. As many of you know, I live in Hudsonville, which is actually called the Salad Bowl City. So we have a lot of farming out here. So I get the biggest kick out of this, that it says Cocoa Daisy Farms. I think that's cool. little nod to my hometown. Then we have our daily pages, and I'm just going to show you these, and then I'm going to talk about that daily section a little bit more in depth. So this again is a couple of the pocket cards. I added the little ghost puffy sticker from that Halloween kit. And then a couple of, this is pattern paper. Yes, this is pattern paper. And then this is one of the 4x6 note cards. I just kind of put those together, added a couple of the ring reinforcers and made it look like a tag. And added a few glitter dots, one of the puffy leaves. And then there's that little Frank and Simon. He's so cute. The detail on our embroidery clips always blows me away. So he turned out so cute. And then this is something new. So a lot of you, if you've watched my videos before, you know I always like to tuck in a card that I can hold my sticky notes on. So I can layer a few of them in there without putting the whole thing in there. So this month I thought it would be fun, and I may start doing it on a regular basis. We'll have to see. But I thought it would be fun to have a card made that's a little bit thicker than our normal. So this is our normal card weight for our pocket cards. This is quite a bit thicker. So it's a little more sturdy, and I thought it would be fun to actually make one that's meant to hold your sticky notes. So you can do this yourself. So on the back, you can add a few of your sticky notes. You can punch holes in it like I did if you have ring bound. If you have, if you use like a booklet type of system, you can tuck it in a pocket, or even just kind of tuck it in against the elastic, and that would hold it in. So it's just kind of a fun way to be able to carry your little sticky notes without them kind of getting lost or mushed. We don't want that to happen. So that's what that card is. So if you got your main planner kit and you're wondering, what does it mean? What's put a sticky note on it? What is that card for? It's actually meant to hold your sticky notes. So my pocket this month, I used that same beautiful wood grain. And again, I did some stitching on that and used the little puffy leaves. Did a little bit of stamping on the edge, added one of the little bow clips, and they were either in the planner add-on or the classified planner edition. I don't remember which, but it was in one of those two. It's a pretty little yellow houndstooth pattern on there. And then we had these beautiful die cuts. These are something new, so they're foiled, and those were in the pocket memory keeping kit. And they turned out just beautiful. We have something like that coming up in December. I'm not going to tell you what, but we have something like that coming up in December. You can probably guess, but I loved the way they turned out so much. We had to do more. And just layered that with a die cut and a piece of chipboard, and that kind of finished off my pocket. And my bookmark, I used a couple of the small dashboards, and I cut them up for my bookmark, added them onto some pattern paper, a little bit of fussy cutting on this one to layer down below here. This is washi tape. That's the wood grain washi tape. And then on this side is another one layered with some die cuts and a few little glitter dots in there. And I think that turned out really, really pretty. Get that on there. And then the note card from the, that was in the planner add-on. And that just has my list of what I kind of need to do this month. Added a few little stickers, and then that's it. And again, this is one of the smaller pages from the printables. So now our dailies. So let's talk about the dailies a little bit. So if you just look at them as a 2-page spread, so when you have your dailies, first glance, you're going to look at that. You have a section for your meals, your 15-minute pickup, which to me is, you know, you do a load of laundry, you quick clean up the dishes in the kitchen, those kinds of things. It's never anything huge, maybe cleaning out the junk drawer in the kitchen, just something small to kind of keep you on track for that day, make you feel like you've kind of done something to battle the clutter in the house, or You know, that seems to be the big thing with me, is to always try and keep the clutter at bay. And then on this, and then you have your notes section. On this side, these are the things I absolutely have to do that day. Those are things that are basically have a deadline, I've got to get done. So that's my must do for the day. Phone calls I need to do, very specific emails I need to make, I will put over here. Scheduling down here, I will do, that is stuff that actually has a time frame. So if we have a doctor appointment, a dentist appointment, I have a phone conference scheduled, anything that has a very specific time, I'll write down here. And then this whole section right here is just all of the other things that I need to do. So that's a basic breakdown of the daily to-do. But I wanted to go a little deeper and explain a little bit more of how I use it. And I'm hoping because I've worked at home for 10 years now. So I'm hoping that I can maybe help those of you who don't normally work at home and you're confronted with maybe having to homeschool the kids, you've got their schedules, you're trying to do work at home. One of the biggest hurdles, I think, with working at home is the distractions. Because you're home, you feel like you should also be doing home stuff. So I'm home, I should throw in a load of laundry. I'm home, I should be, prepping dinner now, or I should be, a myriad of other things that you should be working on. And it causes a lot of distractions. And that's why I feel like having this huge open space of all of this to list on will just make things enormously easier for you. So one of the things that I could say, I do not have to homeschool my children, thankfully, and it's not my teaching. God bless all of you teachers. God bless you. It's not my thing, and I'm not good at it, and I am really, really glad that my kids are old enough, and also my younger one is in school. So that's been a blessing for me. But those of you that do have to homeschool your children, I would say use this side on here to write out those notes of things that you need to do with them. There's a beautiful wide open section here that you can personalize. You could structure per child. If you wanted to, you could go back to even this section here and use it just for schooling if you wanted to. So you could reference it here and then go back here for more detailed if you wanted to break it down that way. But if you just need to break it down put it into a couple sections per child and their assignments for that day, I think this section would be a great section for that. Organizing your menu and having your meal figured out for the evening is a huge thing. Even if you can do that the night before, no, not necessarily for the whole week. If that's too much, if you can just plan on the next day so you know what to throw in the crock pot, if you know what to, even just, if you're gonna do takeout, even just so you know, it's one less thing that you have to have on your bandwidth, in your mind during the day. So you have that written down, that's done. If your days are just too busy for a 15-minute pickup, don't worry about it, don't use it. But one thing I can say is if your kids are old enough, this is a great tool for them. You could assign each child, maybe they're getting antsy, that it's like, okay, it's time to break for lunch. After lunch, you each have 15 minutes where you have to help mom, and you assign them a 15-minute pickup. So a lot of this can be used for home stuff, for homeschooling, and that kind of takes that part of it off of your brain and you can center on work over here. So again, as I mentioned, I do my must-dos. So I write down what absolutely has to be done. If I don't do anything else on here, I'm okay with that as long as I get my must-dos that have deadlines and I get those done. Then I feel like, okay, I've accomplished what I've had to accomplish and that's done. I'm not one who likes to make phone calls, so if I write them out, I feel like I have to do them because I have to get them crossed off the list. If you work in a very structured sort of work environment, the schedule area is going to help you a lot as far as that way, is writing down meetings you have, phone conferences, Zoom conferences, everything that you need to do, Zoom calls, you can write that here. And then again with this area right here, This to-do list, now I work from home. As I said, you get those distractions, like I should be doing a load of laundry. What I will actually do in this to-do list is write out everything that I wish I could accomplish that day. And that includes home stuff. So my must-do is going to be my work stuff, the stuff I have to get done. But in here I will list, sometimes I divide it in half and I have 2 columns. You write down everything that is in your head that you think that you need to do that day. Because it may look overwhelming on the sheet, but you're not going to feel frozen when you get done with one thing and you think, okay, what do I have to do next? You can look at your whole day and you can pick and choose, because you can say, all right, I have 10 minutes before this scheduled meeting. Look through here, find something small, and you can accomplish that. So if rather than spend that 10 minutes sitting there thinking, well, let's see, I have 10 minutes, what can I do? And you waste that 10 minutes trying to think of what you could quickly do, you have everything written down on here, everything that you could possibly want to do that day. And I feel like that has helped me get so much more done and be so much more efficient, because I'm not thinking, I'm not frozen like, oh, I knew there was something else I wanted to do and I didn't know what it was. This way, it's all on there. So you've accomplished a big must-do. Before you do another one that you know is going to take you an hour, you've got a meeting in 10 minutes. You look on your shorter list and you grab something, you get it done, and you've gotten something else off that list. Something that you didn't think you could even accomplish today. So that's how I use my daily to-do, and it has made me much, much more efficient. And I will even put things in here, even just small stuff maybe that I want to do. That's maybe for me, for my self-care. So if there's something on there that I want to spend an hour memory keeping at night, I will write that on the list. If I don't get to it, I don't get to it. But it's a goal. And if I see that on there and I see all of the other things before it that I've accomplished, that's kind of a reward for me too. And that's important to put on your list. Not just the things that you have to get done for everyone else, but what about the things that are good for you that need to be done? So put that on your list as well. And again, I think using this section over here for homeschooling is a great benefit, to just have everything out of your mind on your day. You see it all and you can tackle it. I feel like it just makes it much, much, much more manageable. If you don't have homeschooling for the kids, I think this is a beautiful section to use for gratitudes. If you do any sort of scripture reading, that's a great place to put that there. Even just jot down a blessing. When you wake up in the morning, meet your day, write down a blessing. I think that's a fabulous way to greet the day, especially right now with everything that's going on. So again, that's how I use mine, and it has made a world of difference in how I manage my time and how I tackle my day and how I reward myself for everything that I'm doing. And the other thing that I like about it is 9 times out of 10, I am not going to highlight everything on this list. But then it also helps me remember, okay, tomorrow when I sit down and I make my list for the day, I didn't do this, this, or this. I can move that to the next day, and then I can hopefully get it done that day. So it's also a way of remembering those things, those tasks that you need to get done. And I would encourage you to find the time to make your list, whether it's the night before you go to bed, or when you wake up first thing in the morning. That's what I do. That is a very, very big part of my schedule that I try not to defer from or deter from. Every morning I have my cup of coffee and I sit down and I write my to-do list for the day. It helps me clear my head, it helps me ease into my day, and it helps me focus. So I really encourage you to use your planner that way too. Yes, they're beautiful and they're fun and they're creative, but they should be helping you make your life easier. So that's my little spiel about my daily to-do and some ideas on how to use that. And I hope you all are really enjoying if you've transitioned to the larger space like this. And a lot of those tips you can use in the personal rings, you can use in your Dory booklets as well. And I just encourage you, join our Cocoa Daisy fan page, and if you have ideas, share them with us. Everybody, it's a great community, it's a great place to share, and we love to encourage each other there. So it would be a good place if you have ideas to post them there and share them. So that is my take on how I use the Daily To Do, and I hope that has helped you kind of maybe focus a little bit and plan your day. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to show you my dashboard. This I have not decorated yet. I don't know what I want to do there. I had thought about some stitching, and then I wasn't sure, so I'll get to that later because it might be fun to do a little more stitching on here. And then we have the rest of the daily pages. I added a few fun little clips. And then again the dashboards, and I just put some patterned paper on the back. And then here I used the smaller dashboards, and for the little tabs on these, instead of using the other tabs, I used those index tab stickers that we had. So I just put those at the top. I thought that was kind of fun, and they're so pretty. And again, if you don't use them as index tabs, you can just cut them out and use them as 2 stickers. So some with patterned paper on the back, some with, no, I did all patterned paper on them. I love this cream plaid. I think that's so pretty. And this, so every month we also have a tracker. I think it's like $1.99 that I have one of the designers, Leah, comes up with a tracker. She creates that, and then we list that on the site, that it's a digital download that you can purchase, and it will match the theme, and it's kind of a fun thing to add. And I was thinking I may actually stick that on the front of this and use it for tracking. I'm not sure what I want to track. Maybe my sleep. Might be a fun one to do. So that is my setup. Now I wanted to show you, a few of the other things. The pen is this beautiful plaid. I just thought that plaid was so fun, and it's this kind of the same plaid that we have in the washi tape. And the washi tape has this pretty gold foil. I don't know if you can, yep, you can see that a little bit. So that is the pen this month. We did have a couple of bookmarks. So if you wanted to do, if you didn't want to make a bookmark like I did, you could use one of these, the book, and you get the larger and the smaller size. You could use one of these bookmarks that come in one. I think these were in the either the planner add-on or the classified planner edition. You could use those. Okay, so bookmark and pen. I wanted to show you my little tip. I'm going to move this out of the way on how to do a little bit of fun stamping. I'm going to just pull my little sheet here. So now I have my cheat sheet of colors, and sometimes if I'm stamping in a booklet, or I want to make sure I have a nice flat surface, I'll use, this was an acrylic backer that was in the TNMK kit a while back, and it's a perfect surface for stamping on. So sometimes I'll do that. So we had 2 stamp sets. Now mine, I apologize, they're the sample sets, so they don't have the sticker on the top that shows you a little better image. Mine are used, but for instance, this one came in the TNMK kit, and it has these leaf stamps, and there's a solid one, and then there's an outline, and there is 1, 2, 3, there's 4 of those. So there's 4 solids and 4 outlines. So you can use those separately, and you can see that here. So you can see how they're used separately here, or you can use them together. And so I went through, and I'm going to do this saffron color along with the Just Rust color. So I'm going to stamp the solid one in the lighter color. I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in a little bit. Here we go. And then I'm going to take the outline one, see that, and I'm going to use the darker color. Now, there's a couple of different things that you can do. You can try and line it up perfectly, like that. So it has a perfect outline. Let me bring that up a little bit so you can see it's kind of perfectly outlined. Or you can do kind of an offset technique, which is really fun and I like the look of. You stamp the solid one. And I always like to stamp the solid one first and then do the outline second. And you can slightly stamp off to the side and it creates this kind of fun look that it's offset. So you can do either way, and that's a lot of fun. I like this because you don't have to be precise. It looks intentional. It's like, yes, I meant to like not be perfect, which is makes your stamping easier. So that's what those are meant for. Now the other thing, actually I'm gonna do another one. I just had a thought. So bear with me. So you could also do, so here is the autumn stamp. Okay, I'm gonna do that in this saffron yellow as well. And then I'm gonna take, now you could really do this with any of these smaller words, but we're gonna do the hello because it's a beautiful kind of handwritten font, which is a nice compliment to this sans serif bold font. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to grab the Just Rust again, which is the darker color, and I'm going to layer that over top. So how cute is that? So you have a layered title. So like I said, you can do that with a lot of these. So always try to think of stretching your stamps in ways that you can layer them. I try to do that when we design the stamps as much as possible. The same thing goes for this set that was in the pocket memory keeping kit. There's this beautiful wreath, and most of these sayings will fit within that wreath. So you have, again, you have that two-step process where you could use the wreath in one color and you can stamp one of the sayings inside of it. This arrow is meant to layer under some of these other stamps. So again, try to think of ways that you can kind of think outside of the box, how you can use your stamps in more than just one way. And that's the thought that goes into when we design these, is trying to stretch them and trying to make them really super versatile. So those are just a couple of the fun things that you can do with the stamps. I wanted to share that with you this month. As always, if you have any questions, post them down below. I'm happy to answer them. If you have any, I encourage you to go onto our Cocoa Daisy fan page and hop on there. We have a wonderful group of people there that love to share ideas and inspiration and wonderful encouragement. So that is October, and I'm excited. I'm going to be doing some other videos coming up on some memory keeping things that I've been working on, and I'll be sharing those with you soon as well. Again, I apologize for my voice. I hope that getting this to you early kind of makes up for you having to suffer through my strange, scratchy voice. So as always, I appreciate each and every one of you very, very much, and I will talk to you soon.